Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of Funday Sunday, and yes, we are kind of in the middle of a battle, but this is actually when it gets really freaking good. Now, this replay is something that doesn't happen all too often, but it really does show the potential of the Turpits. So we are playing on shards, playing domination, and probably the most important thing to keep a watch for is that Bismarck, the Hipper, that North Carolina. There's also another ship that we should be looking for. Now, obviously, the Turpits is the only tier 8 battleship that has torpedoes. Obviously, the Gneisenau is the tier 7 plus the Scharnhorst are the other two battleships that do have torpedoes. And that Bismarck is getting into a position where he believes he's safe. He has a nice big island. But that doesn't always mean he is always going to be protected. Now, this game, well, you'll see as it progresses. So, our team has pushed very quickly into A. We've taken control. We have taken a fairly sizable amount of damage. We've lost about 19,000 points of damage at the moment. And I'm trying to debate whether or not which way to go. We can try to get close to this Bismarck, but at the same time, if we do that, we're going to have a New Mexico and Moggy plus a North Carolina. Actually, more the North Carolina is actually the one that's kind of in range. But instead, I'm going to try a more drastic maneuver. Fortunately, we do have an Amagi back behind us that is going to be trying to help us. This North Carolina is pushing up the Benson, has fire torpedoes, but just watch this. North Carolina does eat one torpedo, but it was only at the bow of the ship and goes down to the enemy Hipper. But before he does go down, his torpedoes are out on its way towards this North Carolina, and this is where the Turpits gets really good. So there's a Bismarck to my left, a North Carolina to my right. Gonna go ahead and launch my torpedoes towards that North Carolina, bringing my torpedoes back towards this Bismarck and firing a salvo. We do take out the North Carolina, but run aground while taking fairly significant amount of damage. But this Bismarck, with being underpowered, since a lot of German battleships are like this, is slowly getting up to speed before taking and eating all 4 torpedoes and flooding to death. Devastating strike on our part. Very, very nice. Now, this is where it gets kind of amusing. Watch the chat. Watch the friendly Benson that is actually in chat right now. You know you're having a really good game when your friendlies even call you a bot. But we're not done. Oh, no, we're not done. We're currently getting out of way of that mountain. We do have a, like I said, friendly Moggy that's actually pushing up with us. There is a Leander, Hipper, and North Carolina up against us, and we're just gonna push. Might as well. Turpits is a great moneymaker. More damage we will do, the better it is. So, going to see if I can try to help out this Amagi. There's the Leander. Only issue with battleship shells and a Leander this close, besides the horrible dispersion right there. That was quite terrible. But incoming torpedoes from both the Leander and now the Hipper should be firing off his as well. Now, this is a very dangerous channel right here because there are 2 cruisers that do have torpedoes. And unfortunately, I am going to be eating one right there. But we have damage control up if we need it. But we do not. But I believe now is the time to actually push. North Carolina was showing us broadside. Fortunately, we did not get a Citadel, which is unfortunate. But our torpedoes are up and ready. We'll have a heel coming up here soon. Gonna go ahead and pop it. And there is both the Leander and the Hipper. Going to go ahead and drop torpedoes towards either Leander and Hipper. They are probably spotted by the hydroacoustics. Leander is low on health. Can we finish him off real quick? There we go. Citadel 1, dead Leander. All that's left is the Hipper and the North Carolina. Gonna go ahead and try to use the smoke real quick. Would like to take out this North Carolina, but my torpedoes are still on its way. This Hipper has not changed very drastically. It looks like the Hipper did fire his spread of torpedoes. We are gonna eat 1, maybe 2. But we can take out the Hipper, no problem. So that's kill number 4. But unfortunately for us, our damage control is off, and we are flooding to death. Can we see if we can we take out this North Carolina? His guns are turning, but I think I'm gonna go down to this flood. So I'm gonna try to get off my torpedoes, but the North Carolina fires a salvo and kills us outright. Now I'm gonna go ahead and size up the chat right now. So there we go. He's reporting us because we're just that good. I'm not trying to stroke my own ego. It's just, it was funny that this Benson commented like that. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into another replay. This is gonna be a little bit shorter episode of Funday Sunday, but hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, we are in another game, and I'm currently in my V-170, and the German destroyers are a very fun little ship. Probably very fun with the torpedoes, especially these low tiers. Obviously, you have those torpedoes up front that will allow you fire while charging. Now, we are spotted by, I believe, the Dane that did spot us. I did fire off both my spreader torpedoes, and they have around a 7-kilometer range. Obviously, this is going to be a low tier match, tier 4s mostly, and some tier 3s sprinkled in. Now, the V-170s, the arcing on the shots are fairly decent. They are very similar to the US destroyer line, and our torpedoes are actually looking pretty well. Now, this poor South Carolina is in a bit of an awkward position. He's essentially has come to a very complete and utter standstill at the moment, and he is currently being dropped on by the CV while trying to reverse out of there. So yeah, not a particularly fantastic situation for him. Now, like I said, the torpedoes on the German destroyers are pretty decent. They, like I said, have a 7-kilometer range, plus the only downside of them is the fact they are only about 59 knots, but obviously they are low tier torpedoes, so I mean most of the ships you're going to deal with are going to be fairly slow as well. And I unfortunately am going to be running into this South Carolina, and I probably should point out I am joined by Little Kidda and 186 Products as they are working up their battleship line. And torpedoes are out. Looks pretty good. There is a enemy Miyogi, and we do get first blood on that South Carolina. Burned him to death. And I believe this Miyogi is going to eat a few torpedoes. We get double strike and devastating strike. That poor Miyogi got a devastation. So that was very engaging. Fun engaging, right? Oh yeah. Detonation. Always so fun. For the people that actually cause it. Now, essentially, all that's left in this game is going to be taking out this poor Nassau that's still trying to back up. But I thought that moment was rather amusing, getting double strike from a detonation on a Miyogi. Alright, everyone, welcome back to the last replay, and I am currently in my Tier 9 German cruiser, the Rune. And this was obviously played before I was going to go off and move on to the Hindenburg. Now, I was trying to get a good game with my Hindenburg, and this video would have been probably that game had not something occurred. Now, I'm being very aggressive right here. I'm pushing up. There is a North Carolina just to the north of us, plus a Benson. My focus right now is taking out this Benson as quick as possible. You should go down to our fire any moment there. Any moment there. Now, we do get first blood, which is always fantastic, but like I said, I was extremely aggressive and have pushed up to see an entire German fleet pushing. Plus, I do have a North Carolina as well. We do get a Citadel on the Hipper, which is always fantastic, but what's going to be saving my life right now is this lonely little island out in the middle of nowhere. We get 2 more Citadels on the Hipper. Can we get any more? No. And we have a North Carolina 4 kilometers away from us. Ooh, got Citadeled from the bow. That is not fun. Now, do keep in mind, I've come to a complete standstill. So, complete standstill, reversing, using this island as my cover. as best as possible. And there are torpedoes incoming as well from, I believe, another destroyer. But I am in a very, very sticky situation right now. Very, very close combat. Torpedoes coming in from behind, from the east, and North Carolina pushing in as well. Now, we were able to dodge the torpedoes from the east, able to dodge the west. Now, the North Carolina is trying to push up right now, but we do fire torpedoes. But at the same time, a friendly destroyer fires a spread of torpedoes towards this North Carolina. Now, I am currently trying to get my heal up. I'm in a very bad situation. I haven't noticed the torpedoes, just so you know. I haven't noticed them at all, even overlooked them for a moment. Now, the reason why I stayed there was I was trying to get out from being detected. I am currently being hammered away, being spotted by planes, and uh-oh. I think there are some torpedoes incoming. Taken out by a friendly Benson. Had I survived, this game probably would have been my rune game, but taken out. Just lovely. Now, I do mention in chat, I'm like, smoke would be nice, and then someone mentions, or some torps, lol. And can I point out, I know I'm probably being a dick right now, but if you know there's a friendly right there, you probably shouldn't be firing torpedoes. Because that North Carolina, even if those torpedoes had not hit me, had I not been there, that North Carolina would have been past this area. Those torpedoes would have completely missed. And someone's accusing me of pulling a not certain. No. Tactical grounding of my ship. So, yes, this is going to be it for this episode of Funday Sunday. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you like what you saw, hit the like and subscribe button. You guys have a great and fantastic day. Zai Jen.